Ready to go?
Good.
This will be fun. Good. How are you?
Bring her up. Oh,
Got it sound.
make this
Yes,
happen.
sir. Chat it out.
Time. About time. Here we go.
All right.
Here we start.
Round one.
Round one. All right. Hello, I'm Matt,
And I'm Luke.
and we are the founders of the People's Champions International. Thank you for subscribing and viewing our YouTube channel and podcast at People's Champions International. We welcome your insights and requests, which you can send via comments or reach out to us directly at peopleschampionsinterntional@gmail.com. This is our introductory podcast video, and this is real. This is live. We're not using a lot of technology. We're real people. It's going to be a little structured today, but we're gonna grow this podcast and have some fun. We want to share with you our purpose, mission, and vision. People's Champions International's purpose is to advance human capital while exposing the risk and deficiency of full reliance on artificial intelligence.
Yeah, that's right. And our mission here is to elevate people. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. We want to have businesses, governments, and citizens alike recognize the full potential of humanity's skill sets and abilities and knowledge for the betterment of people's lives, essentially.
All right, great. And our vision is that natural intelligence will be the foundation of the human race, which will ensure integrity, security, and the opportunity for prosperity in all that we pursue. Now, we want to emphasize that we are not against new technologies and advancements or even AI. However, we are against fully relying on AI and similar technologies that benefit those that desire to use it in an adversarial way to promote and control false narratives, misinformation, or benefit adversaries that take away job and career opportunities for people and our nation to prosper. We want to stress that we're for all people to have the ample opportunity to provide for themselves and their families. We want to promote autonomy and a sense of purpose, no matter your background, skill set, or education level. So, Luke, we're going to transition now to Industry 4.0. I want to hear your take on what the fourth industrial revolution is all about.
Yeah, and appreciate that perspective. And just to reiterate, like you said, this is just all about people. And as technology advances, and we're obviously proponents of technology to a certain extent, but also just want to make sure that people stay the foundation. And so, to answer your question, the fourth industrial revolution, or Industry 4.0, as it's commonly known, conceptualizes rapid change to technology. It looks at industries, societal patterns, and processes. And, due to increasing interconnectivity and smart automation. And basically, this term was popularized by the World Economic Forum, or the WEF, as it's commonly known, and since been used in numerous economic, political, and scientific articles in reference to the current era of emerging high technology. So a big part of this industrial change is actually the joining of technologies like AI, gene editing, and advanced robotics that essentially blur the lines between the physical, digital, and biological worlds. So it's a little bit concerning.
All right, Luke, really appreciate that that recap. That was very good insight. And I just want to add that as a fundamental shifts are taking place in global production, supply networks, and manufacturing, that the use of modern smart technology results in increasing automation, improving communication and self-monitoring, and the use of smart machines that will analyze and diagnose issues without the need for human interventions. So we want to stress that it's without the need for human intervention. And so, in other words, like the natural senses, human reasoning, and the ability of humans is being set aside and being diminished. So let's try to conceptualize this a little bit further by using an example or sharing a story. I'm going to start off with sci-fi action flick Thor. Many of you have probably seen that. In that series, they're masters of their technology and do not let it take over their lives, education, or socialization. In fact, it's used for efficiency, rapid response, or connectivity in benefiting the greater good of society. I mean, they don't use computers, cell phones, email, or social media, but instead focus on intangibles that many struggle with in our society, such as purpose, innovation, knowledge, learning, and communication, which truly drives growth in people's lives.
Yeah, that's actually a great example. And so, you give an illustration of, a Hollywood movie where they are fully, technologically advanced and capable of using technologies, but they use it in support of their own human purpose and structure and not in place of. And so that kind of triggered a thought in my mind about, a movie as well. And we actually talk about it a lot, Demolition Man. I think you and I have been fans of that show
Mm-hmm.
just ever since it kind of
Yeah.
came out. And it's crazy. It's been 30 years now. And that was like the early 90s. But that was an example where things kind of went the opposite way, right? It was a movie really way ahead of its time in many ways. And technologies like AI and things that are similar to that were kind of used to bring about a centralized government that had a head of headed up by a dictatorial leader. There was severe economic and social regulations imposed on the people. There was forcible suppression of any opposition whatsoever, and the people were literally forced underground if they opposed this regime. Um, and yet, this can really happen today, and if not today, then in the not too distant future, if we're not careful and people don't unite together as people to fight against that.
Yeah, Luke, I love that movie. It's one of my favorites. That's a fantastic example, fantastic story of what People's Champions International is all about. So people, we have so much to talk about, and the media will not and cannot cover it all. So that's why we need you, people, not AI, all peoples to stand with us, no matter where you're from, whether it's here in the United States or international, to contribute and promote PCI's purpose, mission, and vision. We want to hear your stories about how people, businesses, and governments are utilizing Industry 4.0 technologies, such as artificial intelligence, in a positive way for people and the benefit of society, or in an adversarial way so that we can hold them accountable.
Yeah, that's right. And we appreciate you guys tuning in. And like we said, this is much more structured. We kind of just wanted to really walk through some, mission and purpose and things like that in a much more structured way. But in the future, we just want to be conversational. So as Matt said, we want to hear your stories of how AI is helping you or how you believe it's beneficial for the future. And also, help us find these stories of ways that it's potentially phasing humans out, which is not good for anybody. So feel free to contact us, People's Champions International at gmail.com. Please submit comments on our YouTube channel, which is at People's Champions International. And more engaging content is coming weekly. We're developing a website and continue to develop more and hope to have guests and many things like that. So appreciate you sticking with us.
Yes, absolutely, Luke. Totally agree. We're very excited to have guests on our podcast. And if you're interested in being a guest, just reach out and let us know your first and last name and why we should have you on. Uh, we need to understand your story and or your credentials at a high level. And from there, we'll determine if it's the right fit on topics that we are looking to feature and pursue. So until round 2, thank you for subscribing and viewing. Be well.
Be well.